All right, we got a quick note on the expectations for the athletic strength and conditioning class as it aligns with your athletics responsibilities or commitments. So I got 5 points here. The first is you've got to get an A in your class. So your teachers have all distributed a syllabus. Your goal as a member of this class is to be excellent in your KW class. You have to earn an A. Don't expect it, earn it. Whatever your teacher asks you to do, that's what you're charged with doing. Now, the next step of that is going to be navigating the space between the KW curriculum and your athletics commitments. We're definitely going to be able to get it done. Step 2, communicate really well with your KW teacher. If you had, say, a weekend full of games at a tournament, just talk and explain that maybe your Monday lift is going to be a little lower in intensity, but that does not excuse you from actually doing the work, filling out the team builder progression. Which brings me to point 3, and that is never do nothing. We're always on. Okay, there's at no point will it be appropriate to lean against your backpack and scroll through Instagram. That is gone. That's behind us if it ever even was with us. We are going to have something to do. You have your prescribed workouts, day 1, day 2. You'll have on every day student-specific time to use at your discretion. That's on you as well. Okay, and I'll explain more about that in a second. Point number 4 is in just a moment after I explain these 5 points, I'm going to take you to the board and I'm going to explain a hypothetical 4-day split where you'd have maybe 2 days after school with your team, 2 days in school with your KW class. This is the big one though. Every day, I just mentioned it, the student-specific time is going to be programmed into the workouts. You must come prepared and take advantage of that. Okay, so if you say to your teacher, say you've gotten all your work done over the course of the week after school with your team. Well, you don't come in on a Thursday or a Friday and tell your KW teacher, well, I've already done it all, I'm done. That's not happening. You'll still learn. First of all, you'll communicate well. You'll learn. You'll spot if called upon to do so. And then when the time comes for student-specific training, you do the student-specific training. That could be quick feet, that could be mobility, it could be whatever you want it to be. It just can't be nothing. So be thoughtful about that. Now, I'm gonna go to the board and show you what a sample 4-day alignment might look like. All right, here is a sample alignment. So say you've got your KW class 8th period on Tuesday and Friday, but your athletics lifting session is session 1 with your team on Monday and Wednesday after school. No problem. We're aligned, athletics and kinetic wellness. We will all work on a similar program. So hypothetically, let's say day 1 is a squat day. Day 2 is a hang clean day as the primary movements. Just a hypothetical. So you come in on Monday after school and you do a primary squat day with your team. Not a problem. That's excellent. Input the data. Okay, you'll have the team builder option, input the data so that your teacher knows it's been done. Now, okay, so I come in on Tuesday and you say to your teacher, well, hey, I just did this last night with my team. No problem. Once again, we're never doing nothing. So do not sit and wait and watch. Kinetic Wellness is a physical education course. It's a learning platform. So jump in, do the workout, turn the intensity down to near 0. But even so, say you squatted the night before and you got a good workout in, there's no reason you can't do the squat, the bilateral hip hinge, just the basics of the movement and really try to become an expert. You can then reciprocal teaching, you can then teach your peers how to do it just as well as you and your teammates did it after school. There's nothing wrong with that combination as long as you pull the intensity back on the second workout. Okay, so now we've got the same thing going Wednesday. Maybe that's our hang clean day, no problem. In this specific situation, you got a nice buffer, a break, come back on Friday and do it again. Now, if you get bored or you feel like you're doing a lot of the same things, no problem. We have one of our mantras is don't get bored being right. But on top of that, like I just mentioned earlier, don't forget the sport-specific training component. So that's when you say, hey, I'm done with everything. It's Friday. Okay, pull out a rope ladder, work on footwork, do some mobility, work on arms if you'd like. But that's going to be student-driven. But again, it's not sitting down on Snapchat. It has to be focused on an athletic performance enhancement curriculum. Now, here's another variation. Say your kinetic wellness class is on Monday and Thursday, second period. And your athletics lifting time is Monday, Wednesday in the second session, the 5 p.m. session. once again, no problem. Communicate well with your KW teacher. You might come in on the Monday, communicate with him, say, hey, I'm coming in after school to do my lift with my team. Can I hold my core lift or my major compound movement for my after school session? We're going to say yes to that. So you still don't just sit around. You do all the warm up, all the auxiliary movements. You learn right alongside your teammates. So if your teacher is teaching, or rather your classmates, if your teacher is teaching squat on the Monday, second period, you're right there with them. And then you can come back after school, you can do your core lift, your heavier squats, your more intense squats with your team when everything else was done during the day. We'll also get plenty of dynamic movement and performance enhancement stuff, some games in the after school sessions. No need to input that. But when you lift during the day, warm up and auxiliary, and then come back with your team to do the primary movement, input the data. Make sure that your teacher knows what's going on. Pretty straightforward. Now, this shift, and this has happened already this year, the shift is, okay, then you come back on Wednesday, no problem. Wednesday, you're on day 2. And as we just showed in the previous clip, you'll just do the same thing from Wednesday to Thursday. You'll still come in, do the warm-up, do the movements, do the lift, just bring the intensity down to an appropriate load so that you're just working on technique and not straining the system too much. And hey, this may seem like a lot right now. We're going to get good at it. No worries. Remember the anchor concepts. Communicate really well. Always be active, no doing nothing, and be accountable. Use some agency. Use that student-specific time to your advantage. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out.